Hey, little Lenny. It's Grammy. Who loves Grammy? Guess what? I'm going to read you a book today about Lester and Clyde. It's a really cool book about two really cool frogs. So here we go. Far away from the city in the green countryside is a pond that is home to both Lester and Clyde. A beautiful pond, water sparkling and clear. The kind of place any green frog would hold dear. Lester and Clyde have green spotty hides, long skinny flipper feet, and white tummy sides. Each has eyes that bulge out of his head and a wide split mouth to keep him well fed. One summer morning, waking up with the sun, pond life was stirring as it always has done. Dragonflies zoomed on invisible wings. Water bugs rode in the natural springs. Clyde ate breakfast and rested till lunch. Caught a juicy beetle and a fly to munch. Lester heard a strange sound buzzing in the air, shrugged his shoulders jauntily. He didn't care. Peace was soon shattered by a thunderous sound. The frogs went spiraling around and around. They landed with a thump in utter surprise. A great machine was before their eyes. Oops, I can't get the page turned. Off they darted. Oopsie, here we go. Skip one. See, it's a fold-out page. Gouging their pond with massive steel jaws, it puffed thick smoke with metallic roars. Frightened, Clyde shouted, "Let's get out of here!" And with mighty leaps, the two frogs sprang clear. Off they darted, swiftly through long grass and reeds, moving from the pond house, which supplied their needs. Nightfall found them weary, underfed, and sore, and their feet were so exhausted they could move no more. Overnight, they huddled in an old damp tin, and like sardines, the two frogs squashed in. There was hardly room for their flipper feet, and neither frog got a minute's sleep. Poor Lester and Clyde. At daybreak, everything was strange and new, the scene around an unnatural hue. Distant chimneys cast shadows on the land. "Man's messed this up," Clyde waved his hand. Sadly, Clyde thought as they trudged on their way, would anything living last here for a day? Chancing on a pond, they had a great surprise. A sickly-looking frog with big, sneaky eyes. See those sneaky eyes? Woo! "What do you two want?" the skinny stranger asked. "Looking for a home, and it's no easy task. While this pond is small with no room for three, the bugs, flies, and munchies all belong to me. Try the pond just over there. It's full of things to munch. Ideal place for frogs like you in desperate need of lunch." Lester asked his friend, "Why is he so weird and blue?" "Because of toxic waste," said Clyde, "and ozone damage too." See how weird and creepy he is? They didn't find another pond. Instead, a muddy hollow. A giant toad sprang up and boomed, "You're welcome to my wallow." Unable to believe his eyes, Clyde managed just to squeak, "We're told a pond lies somewhere here with lots of things to eat." Oh, look at that big guy. Ooh, now look at him. He's doing something. He's up to something. "Please join me," bellowed Warty Toad, a smile on his face. "I've welcomed many frogs to lunch since moving to this place." "Be careful," whispered Lester. "This toad appears suspicious. I bet he thinks we would make his lunchtime more delicious." Oh no, oh no. So, in a panic, both the frogs soon fled that awful place, praying that the gruesome toad would not in turn give chase. They hopped away exhaustedly for what seemed like forever, until their weary legs gave way and they collapsed together. See, they're running and they got all tired out. Clyde couldn't sleep, so he went to look around. Stunned, he stopped in awe at what he soon had found. For ages he stood staring, eyes so wide and mouth agape, and then raced back to Lester, who was only just awake. He's like, "What in the world?" "I found a special pond," cried Clyde. "The likes I've never seen. It's more than you could wish for in your wildest cherished dream." They went to ogle at the pond, its water clear and bright, with lilies dotted all over, a lush, idyllic sight. Wake up, and look what I found." The pond was sheer perfection. It was too good to be true. Clyde said, "You go in first." "But no," said Lester, "after you." Who should go first, Lenny? Who do you think should go first, Clyde or Lester? Then, as if by magic, just before they took the plunge, a tabby cat came into view, coiled up, about to lunge. The timid frogs went, "Richard!" They were quite transfixed in fright, for the one-eyed mangy Moggy was a terrifying sight. That cat had fiery orange fur and scars on its nose and razor claws. No wonder that the frogs' blood vessels froze, but just as hope had left them, they heard a voice call, "Scat!" And in a flash, off darted that all-appalling feral cat. Look at that big old scary cat. He's trying to get Lester and Clyde. Oh! The frogs peeped out to see who'd made that welcome saving sound, and two bare feet. Whoops, why am I doing that with my hand? It's bare feet, feet barefoot. Two bare feet, the humankind, were all their eyes found. The pond now beckoned, and they leaped, so glad to dive inside. Before new dangers could arise, they swiftly swam to hide. See, they swimming in the pond, swimming in the pond. They dared not venture out till sure the dangers had all passed. Clyde looked around, announcing, "This is our new home at last." As evening fell, the frogs sat still and hardly said a word. They pondered their adventures, everything that had occurred. Huge machines, weirdo frogs, toxic waste, and toady bogs, feral cats, no food or sleep, not forgetting human feet. See, now they're happy after all those bad things happened. In nature, Clyde continued, all creatures have their place. Some are not appealing when you meet them face to face, but surely we'll be safe here in this pond so clean and fair with the help of one good human child, like you, Lenny, who really seems to care. See, they're all happy. They found their perfect place to live. Hope you loved your story. Mwah. Grammy loves you.